The price of shining. The night that changed everything. The night Adi's mother couldn't sleep. The night her heart felt heavy for no reason. Adi's was far away. In a noisy club, dancing under flashing lights, holding a glass of champagne she didn't pay for. Surrounded by girls she barely knew a few months ago. Little did she know, her life was standing on the edge of a dangerous cliff. A star in the mud. Adi's was 20 years old, slim, bright-eyed, with a mind sharper than most people her age. In secondary school, she was the girl teachers pointed at when encouraging others. Be like Adi's. She reads. She listens. She has a future. Her parents were poor, painfully poor. Her father was a carpenter whose hands were always bruised. Her mother sold vegetables at the market from morning till evening. But they had one dream. To give Adi's the education they never had. They sacrificed everything for her. Sometimes they skipped meals just to pay her fees. Sometimes her mother walked long distances to save transport money. And Adi's promised them, "One day, I will lift this family." The new world called university. Entering the university was like stepping into another planet. Tall buildings, expensive cars, students dressed like fashion icons, and a lifestyle Adi's had never imagined. At first, she stayed focused. She went to class. She read her books. She kept to herself. But lonely people always look for warmth. And warmth found her. Her roommates introduced her to Bella, Mimi, and Sandra, 3 girls who walked like celebrities, spoke like royalty, and lived like they were born in diamonds. They wore human hair that cost more than Adi's parents made in 2 months. They changed phones like clothes. They always had new shoes, new bags, new perfumes. Adi's admired them. She tried to understand how they lived so comfortably. One afternoon, as they ate at a fancy restaurant Adi's had never entered before, she whispered, "Do girls really make this kind of money? I've never touched 50,000 in my life." The girls exchanged a strange smile. Bella tapped her hand. "Relax, babe. Money is easy to make in this school. You just need the right connections." Adi's didn't understand. But curiosity had already entered her heart. The slow change. Friendship with the girls started small. They invited her for outings. They gave her small gifts. They taught her how to dress, how to pose for pictures, how to post on Instagram to look expensive. Adi's began to enjoy the attention. People now looked at her. Boys noticed her. Girls asked for her beauty secrets. Her confidence grew. But slowly, her old self began to fade. The humble Adi's was changing. The party of truth. One Friday night, the girls entered her room excited. "Adi's, dress up. Big party tonight. You're coming with us." She refused at first, but they insisted. "Just one night. You will enjoy it, we promise." They dressed her up in a glittering gown, fixed her hair, did her makeup. When she looked in the mirror, she almost didn't recognize herself. At the party, wealthy men filled the hall. Loud music, big bottles of alcohol, flashy lights, a word too loud, too wild. Bella whispered, "Tonight, you will make your first real money." Before Adi's could ask how, a man in his late 50s walked toward them. He smiled at her. "She's the new one?" he asked. Bella nodded proudly. "Adi's," she whispered, "go with him. One night and you will be rich." Adi's froze. "Go where? For what?" Sandra scoffed. "Stop pretending. You think expensive life is free." Then the man mentioned the amount. A number Adi's had never seen before. A number that shook her soul. Her mind screamed a no. Her heart whispered yes. Temptation won. That night, she stepped into a world she was not ready for. Money sweeter than good advice. The next morning, she opened her bag. Bundles of cash. Real money. More than her parents had ever held at once. Her hands shook. Her breath caught. She felt powerful. She bought new clothes. New shoes. A new phone. Perfumes her mother had only smelled from far. For the first time, she tasted luxury. But with luxury came blindness. The downfall begins. She stopped attending classes. Stopped reading. Stopped caring. Nights were for parties. Mornings were for sleeping. Afternoons were for preparing for the next night. Assignments failed. Tests failed. Lecturers complained. Her grades dropped like a stone. Her mother called often. "Adiz, how is school? Are you reading?" "Mommy, I'm fine. I'm studying," she lied. But every lie built a wall between her and her real life. Chapter 7, A Mother's Warning. Adiz's mother couldn't sleep. Her spirit was restless. A strange heaviness sat on her chest. She prayed. She cried. She begged God to protect her daughter. A mother always knows when her child is drifting into danger. But Adiz refused to listen to her heart. When everything fell apart. One morning, after a long night of partying, Adiz collapsed in her room. Her friends rushed her to the hospital. Then disappeared. When she woke up, the doctor's face was calm but sad. "Miss Adiz, you're pregnant. And your HIV test came out positive." The world became silent. Her throat closed. Her body felt cold. Her heart stopped beating for seconds. Her life, her dreams, her future, all shattered in one moment. Bella and the others blocked her instantly. They abandoned her like she never existed. The same people who pushed her into that lifestyle left her to suffer alone. Chapter 9, The Return Home. When her mother arrived at the hospital, Adiz burst into tears. "Mommy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Her mother hugged her tightly. "My child, why didn't you tell me? Poverty is not a crime. I would rather beg than lose you." That hug broke Adiz. That hug saved her. A new beginning. Healing wasn't easy. Days were filled with tears. Nights were filled with regret. But slowly, Adiz started rebuilding her life. She sought medical help. She joined a support group. She returned to her books. She cut off every friend connected to her past. She promised herself, "My mistakes will not bury me. I will rise again." And she did. Step by step. Day by day. Her journey was not perfect. But it was real. The lesson. Adiz learned something. Not every shining life is truly shining. Some lights blind you until you fall. Some friendships look sweet but lead to destruction. Some shortcuts destroy the entire journey. But no matter how deep the fall, a person who decides to rise will always rise. Ending message. If you enjoyed this story, remember this. Your future is too precious to gamble. Your body is too valuable to exchange. Your dreams are too powerful to waste. Choose friends wisely. Choose your path carefully. And most importantly, choose yourself.